Hello and a very warm welcome to the Insider Essay, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to local luxury with the Dlamini family making homegrown design the hero of their beach house. Leather is the new crystal as Xavier Clarisse reimagines chandeliers in nature's image. A tailored suit and barbershop shave suggest a man of character. Interior designer Fazlin Hoosain prides herself on finding the personality in every home. And freediving ocean conservationist Hanli Prinsloo goes electric to decarbonise the planet in a luxury EV SUV. Few countries rival South Africa's wealth of design talent. Being spoiled for choice, the owners of this home went to Fazlin Hoosain, a design Indaba emerging creative, now enjoying a flourishing career.
My name is Fazlin Hoosain. I'm the director at Collectic Interiors. Come and join me while I show you my latest project. I've always wanted to run my own business, and when I had the opportunity to do that 3 years ago, I took the bull by the horns, and it's been a very interesting journey so far. Growing up, I've always known I wanted to be in the design or creative industry. So when it came to graduating, I knew exactly I wanted to do interior design. And the reason why I like interior design, because it actually incorporates a bit of fashion, a bit of graphic design, a bit of art. So I just felt like it's the perfect direction to go into.
As Utata Madiba observed, speak to someone in their language and you speak to their heart. It applies as much to the language of design.
This has become one of my absolute favorite projects I've done so far. I did the interior architecture of the space and worked really closely with the architect Tariq Jamat. So the clients wanted a space where they could entertain their family, and the look and feel we went for was very light and airy and modern and contemporary. The clients are a beautiful Muslim couple, and we wanted to incorporate Islamic elements into the space. We did so by choosing this gorgeous Arabic architectural artwork. We've also done it with the beautiful Arabic clock in the kitchen. Within the space, as you can see, we've got a beautiful neutral background, and what that allows the client to do is, at a later stage, they can easily change up the color palette without having to change any of the big furniture pieces. So that's a little tip for you guys. We've also done some accessories in orange just to lighten up the space, and it also ties into the feature wall, which is actually the fireplace. Of course, with any big family, having a big dining table is a must. We went with a gorgeous wood top and with the glass on top, making it easy to clean. The downstairs area is entirely open plan, using the fireplace as a dividing point and also an anchor for the eye.
Interiors are an art of what's hidden too. And with a fully functional scullery that's out of sight, the kitchen has become a social area for visitors.
I designed it in the sense to have a very clean and minimal look using beautiful timeless materials. We brought elements of black into the kitchen through the pendants and the tapware, and that ties in beautifully to the architecture, the window frames and the door frames. When it comes to doing interior design, what I love to do is understanding the client's needs and requirements, because essentially I'm designing a space suited for them. So it's quite interesting because it's understanding the psychology of how they use the space. Are they entertainers? Are they outgoing people? And that influences the design completely.
Though always with a Fazlin signature.
My personal style is eclectic, but leaning more towards contemporary eclectic. So a great tip when choosing your scatter cushions or any materials for that matter, choose materials that are quite different so it adds layers and texture to the space. With the TV room design, we decided to include a different color, a pop of blue. We used solid oak for the TV unit and these gorgeous slats that runs vertically and horizontally, and it just ties into the contemporary look of the space.
Prior to the upheaval of lockdown, the talented Miss Hoosain began designing a furniture collection, and now she's also working on a line of art that repurposes discarded pieces of marble.
I'm really excited to start my journey into artwork using these marble pieces in an interesting way, and what I really love about it is I get to get my hands dirty.
Fazlin also paints with light in her use of the sun, candles and recessed lighting. In her hands, fixtures can become artistic sculptural pieces.
The homeowner has a great affinity for plants, so creating a space to highlight her plants was definitely a must, and we did that with the gorgeous staircase design. I styled the plants with a collection of beautiful vases, which looks absolutely stunning with the LED backlighting.
It's all a canvas, mixing wood and terrazzo from the floor onto the staircase and walls. She uses height to dramatically frame what might otherwise just be a passage, and she understands what anchors each area.
And now we're in the master bedroom. What a beautiful space. What we did here, we actually replicated the slatted design that you saw in the TV room. It just adds nice warmth and ties in perfectly with the floors. So instead of going for bedside lamps, we opted to go with pendants. And the nice thing about this is it actually clears up your pedestals, leaving you with a more clean and contemporary chic look. Tying into the Islamic elements we wanted to incorporate into the space, we chose this cute green ottoman, which is so beautiful, and it just gives me that Moroccan feel.
Neutral doesn't mean without character. Fazlin has just managed to bring that charisma to the house in the subtlest way.
So what I love about recreating spaces is looking at a space in its bare and naked form and then adding so much interest, basically creating a personality for the space. And I absolutely love that. So I love also incorporating the functionality, but then also being really aesthetic and beautiful and just pleasant to enjoy. Thank you so much for coming to do this house tour with me. I hope you guys got some awesome tips along the way.
The next step for Fazlin Hoosain in her quest to design luxury interiors with her own signature is commissions from abroad, and it's only a matter of time. Coming up, beneath the ocean, conservationist Hanli Prinsloo dives free, and when on land, she drives by EV. Nature has spoiled us with the luxury of the most magnificent and diverse world to live, work and play in. Appreciating and acting on that one idea from two very different backgrounds are Audi's head of marketing Taryn Knight and South African freediving champion and ocean conservationist Hanli Prinsloo.
So this is Spirit Cafe. It's just so great when places start popping up where you have so many alternatives that you can choose that are more sustainable, you know, from different milks to different kinds of coffee, where the coffee's brewed, you know, it just makes it so easy to live a more sustainable life. And so I thought this was a good place to start, get our fuel for the day, seeing as it's the only fuel we'll be using.
I'm really looking forward to spending the day with you. I think a sustainable lifestyle can be quite daunting and it seems like a difficult thing to achieve. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how you've built it into your everyday.
I'm so excited to be spending the day with you driving around in this beautiful Audi E-Tron. Where is it?
It's parked just outside. I've got it on charge. Yep, 100% ready to go.
Oh my gosh, you can see that on your phone?
Yes, connected to the car. I can see when it starts charging, how long it will take, and
can we phone it and ask it to come here and pick us up?
Not yet, but that's coming.
Oh my gosh.
One day.
With the number of electric vehicle rapid charging stations ballooning, it's easier by the day to recharge anywhere from your shopping center to the gym.
So this is the car?
Yes, this is the E-Tron 55 SUV.
Oh, pretty.
It has 300 kilowatts of power and 664 Newton meters of torque. Basically, it's perfectly fast, perfectly powerful, and everything you need in an SUV. Let's unplug it and be on our way.
I've never unplugged a car before. Just like that, eh?
Yes, very easy. No mess, no liquid.
That's so simple. And it closes by itself?
Yes.
Clever little car.
Committing to launch only fully electric new models from 2026 onwards, the brand has opened up design possibilities.
So for Audi, electric vehicles is about so much more than just the sustainability aspect. It is about digitalization. There's just so many exciting possibilities in the digitalization side of it. Then there's the performance, how the power is available immediately as you pull off. And that is so exciting. And then there's the design possibilities. Without an engine and a drivetrain in the traditional sense, design is just so much more exciting, and there's so many possibilities. So electric vehicles really poses such an exciting future for us. But then, of course, there is the sustainability aspect, which is one of the 4 pillars for us, and that was where we found you, Hanli, and the way you live your life, and how it just fits so perfectly with what an electric vehicle offers.
If you're on a low-carb diet, try driving a car to decarbonise the planet.
The world we live in is hard to navigate without a car. If I could, I would just take trains and ride my bike. The impact a fuel-driven vehicle has on the environment has always worried me. So a truly electric vehicle is like taking a huge step into the future and being able to say, this represents what I believe in.
The Audi e-tron has all of the luxury features you've come to expect from a luxury SUV. There are no compromises, so sustainability isn't about compromising anymore. Instead of where side mirrors would be, there are cameras, and the image is displayed on the inside of the door panel. It's perfectly clear, so whether there's rain or mist, you can see the visual very clearly.
You're coming into my world here, Taryn. This is Cork Bay, and we're going to keep following the coastline all around towards Cape Point as I show you around beautiful ocean garden.
Hanli's organisation, I Am Water, is fostering a community of conservationists in low-income areas around town, and she leads by example.
I love coming here to freedive. I feel as if I know the underwater landscape here better than the above water landscape. Our kelp forests are just spectacular to dive in. It's like diving into an old growth Amazon type forest, but it's underwater. What makes freediving so special is it's so quiet. You can hear the ocean around you, and you can actually hear yourself think, and everything can slow down when you're in that silence.
Silence is such a luxury these days. It's so rare that we can have a completely quiet moment. I mean, you get to do it here in this beautiful ocean, but I tend to do it on my drive home.
As part of Audi's launch of the E-Tron vehicles into South Africa, they identified 4 pillars that are important, and one of those is sustainability. And my lifestyle, the choices I make, and the work I do links quite closely with a lot of their values around sustainability. So the partnership I have with Audi is speaking about and representing that as part of their story, launching the E-Tron into South Africa.
The key shift in preserving the world we live in is to see ourselves as part of it, not apart from it.
We've come to a point where we have to rethink what luxury is. And to me, luxury is knowing that my everyday actions won't destroy the beautiful natural world around me. I think in that way, the Audi e-tron really is the standard for sustainable luxury. So Taryn, I live here in the deep south, close to ocean and mountains. If I was to own and drive this car, and there aren't charging stations in my community, how does that work?
Well, actually 80% of the charging happens in the home. Because we've driven fuel vehicles for so long, People assume that you have to energize your vehicle, and you have to fill your vehicle, I should say, outside of your home. But having an electric vehicle is like little elves that come in and fill your car up overnight. You're topping up that charge every single day. When you get home, you plug it in, and you start your new day with a fully charged vehicle. And that's the fundamental difference. There are over 400 charging stations and connections around the country, and people don't always realize that. They don't realize how readily available they are.
When she needs to recharge, Hanli heads for the sea, and through her Ocean Guardians workshop and public snorkeling events, her message is spreading far and wide.
We live on a blue planet. This planet should never have been called planet Earth. It is clearly planet Ocean. Over 70% of the planet is water. Over 70% of the human body is water. When we cry the same salinity as the ocean water. We are connected to the ocean. It is crucial to human survival on this planet. Without our ocean, we won't have oxygen to breathe. Billions of people will lose their food source. The ocean is as important for human life as every breath you take.
Progress and living sustainably is made through incremental steps. You don't have to take one big leap. Every day it's about taking a different decision and moving in that direction. And when it comes to adopting electric vehicles, which will have such a big impact, it's about just considering it, finding out more, and actually trying it out and realizing it's not only not a compromise, it's actually the discernible next step in motoring enjoyment.
Living and driving in harmony with your environment is hungry work. And when the appetite for eating out bites, one of the tastiest, healthiest eateries is run by Chef Lara Kropman.
I love coming here to Felton Sea and seeing what the wild chefs like Laura have been able to create. It's also seasonal. It's literally what the land and the ocean is giving you from summer to winter. And it's just so beautiful when you see nature displayed on a plate and actually get to taste it.
It's important to eat from the land, to eat from gardens that you've grown yourself, because it cuts the gap between where your foods come from and when you're eating it. It takes away all of the carbon emissions that it took to transport your food from the farm to the shops. It gets you in touch with how long it takes and how much energy and time goes into actually growing that food. When we eat from a farm that we've grown ourselves, we have so much more gratitude for what we're eating. That alone can make us so much more grateful for life in general.
This restaurant is famous for its seasonal wild food foraging classes and learning how luxurious a menu nature provides.
Once you learn how to sustainably forage in the ocean and on land, it's such a beautiful way to eat because it just connects you to your food and connects you to the nature around you.
What's really exceptional is just the way everything is put together with such consideration. It really is absolutely beautiful, and the diverse tastes. You would never think that everything is 100% natural and from this area.
The produce that we've used today, some of it we've grown here. So the carrots, for example, Rashana and her husband planted, and they're amazing to regenerate the soil. So we really like to plant things that are good for the soil and help to make the land fertile for the next season. And then we've used a lot of indigenous herbs into the broth as well, and into the pesto and those kind of things. And they're sustainable because they're perfect for this climate, they're perfect for this area, they bring the right pollinators. So it's really cool to use these flavors instead of more cosmopolitan flavors that aren't necessarily indigenous to here.
Realizing how many ingredients lie on your doorstep is another way of looking at convenience.
The dishes I've created today are a selection of flavors from the land and sea. We have a mermaid broth with root vegetables that some have been harvested at the gardens at Felton Sea, and then we've infused it with kelp from the ocean nearby. Then there's some beautiful wild rosemary bread. We have some wild green pesto, beetroot and wild green hummus, and then some batters that have been infused with different flavors too.
Hanli, it's really been fantastic sharing this day with you. I'm glad we finally got to do this after the Audi E-Tron launch earlier this year, experiencing your everyday, from coffee this morning through our drive, from experiencing Windmill Beach to this beautiful place and this amazing meal. Thanks so much for sharing it with me.
It's such a pleasure, Taryn. It's been amazing having you here and just showing you around my world and continuing our journey together.
Stand a chance to win a chauffeured ride in the new Audi E-Tron and a lunch and yoga special for two at Spirit Cafe. To enter, simply reply to the competition post on the Insider SA's social media pages. T's and C's apply. Just ahead, you can keep the islands. The Dlaminis choose the luxuries of the Dolphin Coast for their getaways.
Sponsored by Capitec.
It's hard to beat the Dolphin Coast for a 5-star vacation, and this is what the Dlamini family were looking for when they invested in this Malaysian-inspired house. To make it their own unique holiday home, the family asked interior designer Shanae Anderson to give it an elegant, understated treatment that reflects who they are.
Hello, Mimi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks, you.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for inviting us into your beautiful home.
No
you must be
problem.
delighted.
Oh, I'm so glad of how it came out. The brief was very simple, and I think Shanae did a very good job at it. So we just wanted something neutral and calm where we can come down and just relax at the end of the day and be as a family and enjoy this beautiful home that Shanae has done for us.
This is a lovely family home, and it's well laid out. You come into a fantastic double volume entrance hall. This entertainment area starting from your dining room through to the kitchen, out to your patio with alfresco dining and occasional seating.
Much of the luxury that has gone into these looks has been locally made by the skilled craftsmen who work for Shanae.
This is the perfect table for entertainment with our families, friends. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I must say I love the fact that we can use solid oak as a top. It is warm, it's inviting, it wears well. And then also staying with your light interior, this soft, beautiful velvet with a dove grape piping and the corduroy back. It just warms up the space beautifully. I love the molecule light over the dining table.
They're beautiful.
I think it's such a lovely feature to have. And then also a server, any dining room area needs a server, so that you can place your dishes. And Minnie, this is something to be really proud of.
Thank you.
Wow, look at this on the back cover. This was your matric dance, wasn't it?
Yes, it was last year.
And I believe we will be seeing her in her dress a little bit later.
You will.
Design technology is so good these days that Lorraine Segalk could render the finished looks to be decided on by the family before the space had even been touched.
And let me introduce you to Lorraine. She is our fabulous illustrator, and she brought this entire kitchen design to life.
The design inspiration I had was the client wanted something warm, classy and light. So I tried to also bring it some excitement into the kitchen by using different handle detailing. As you can see, we have normal handles on the tall units, and also to play around with the different finishes and styles. As you can see, we have the wooden finish on this unit, which brings in the warmth, and we also have a nice clean modern finish on the rest of the units. On the island, we have a modern gas hob, as well as an integrated extractor, as well as an oven in front of it. And to wrap it all up, we have a stone covering the whole unit. And we have some seating happening in front. The client wanted more seating, so we had that in the end as a change.
The Dlaminis wanted the interiors to represent them as a successful business couple and to reflect the smart, sassy characters of their son and daughter. When they arrive here, the family wish to feel instantly at home and on holiday.
Can you remember what this lounge looked like?
It's a massive change.
It is. It was in a very, very, very acidic room, very sharp colours. It had a
different feel.
Yes, different feel, ornate old wrought iron chandelier. And we replaced it with this absolutely fabulous Enigma. I think the Enigma is probably one of the most beautiful contemporary designed lights that is available at the moment. And then also this beautiful warm bespoke cabinetry made by factory, and then the iron moss stone cladding behind it.
And this is my favorite room with the dark colors, and if you just close the curtains, it's perfect because honestly, it's just, you can just sit down, relax, and just hide away from everything.
Yeah, well, actually, incidentally, this was the only room where you were very specific and you wanted the dark, moody colors, and again, repeat the wooden grains and the stone finishes on the cabinetry.
Yeah, it all ties in perfectly.
Yeah. It's also got a little bit more of a masculine feel almost, but it's very welcoming.
Yeah.
The wooden staircase lends the feel of climbing into the canopy of the surrounding indigenous forest, all 120 hectares of it.
My parents are very happy with this, right down from the colors, the textures, it's all just perfect.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful, luxurious rug, the very decadent faux fur throw, these magnificent abstract watercolors on the scatters, and then this wallpaper is just amazing. So on all the pedestals, we've given you your electrical fittings, and you can switch on your lights from there. You can charge your phone or your watch. So there's no more on the ground trying to find plugs.
Yes, yeah. My parents love this room, right down from the massive TV right in front of their bed with the soft cotton and the wallpaper that my mom just absolutely adores. And the curtains that black out any lights, but also when you open them in the morning, you can see the amazing view of the ocean outside. We love the personalized bedding that we all got in each room where it says our surname, which is just like, it gives it that elegant, tied-in look for everything.
Currently studying civil engineering in England at the University of Leeds, this is the KZN escape Minnie looks forward to returning to.
So this is my room, and I think Shanae did an amazing job, right down from the blues on the cushions, headboard, and the wallpaper, which is exactly what I wanted because I told Shanae blue is one of my favorite colors. And the touches of pink from the lights and the roses just add that little touch of girliness that I need, which represents my personality.
And it was such a pleasure to work on this room. This lovely headboard with a quilted, woven, textured fabric, the stunning, stunning print on her scatters, and then this lovely little seating area with a hand-embroidered scatter cushions, and then, of course, your fun rug.
With a BSc degree in housing, Minnie's brother project manages the family construction business, so he needs a Zen refuge too.
So my brother just wanted a room where he can relax and stay in a nice homey environment where obviously like your room, you spend a lot of time in your room, so he just wanted a place where not only does it have his favorite colors, but also these textures are just warm and they allow for a place for you to just relax.
So here we gave him a beautiful textured wallpaper, and we brought the textures through into the headboard, and our accents here were mustards and the blues, which is also some of his favorite colors.
When this busy family are having guests to stay and entertaining, it helps having a local gourmet chef like Candice van Rensburg just a phone call away.
So today I prepared the classic charcuterie board, which includes meats, cheeses, seasonal fruits, antipasti, and honey or preserve. The color and the theme I was going for today is your classic green and white, which you cannot go wrong and complements the stunning home which we're in today. The cuisine that I'm inspired from is the Italian cuisine. Everybody loves a bit of Italian. I use a lot of antipasti, which is an Italian word for olives, sun-dried tomatoes, capers, caper berries, and then of course your Italian meats, your salamis, your prosciuttos, and your pancettas. It's a very rich and satisfying experience.
With the summer party season round the corner and this holiday house an entertainer's dream, Minnie figures she might have more than one occasion to wear that dress.
I just want to say thank you to Shanae, Lorraine, and the whole team for doing this house. It looks amazing inside and out. Like, we love it. Every little detail, they've nailed it, and everything that we've asked for, they've delivered on it. So yeah.
It's not often that you have the privilege to work with a really, really beautiful family. This is a stunning, stunning family. It's a close-knit family unit. I mean, Minnie is just an absolute delight to work with. It was lovely to serve you and your family. And from the entire Olala team, we just want to thank you for letting us into your home, trusting us with your space, and we wish you many, many happy years.
The Dlaminis are so pleased with the outcome that the possibility of Mr. and Mrs. retiring here in the lap of luxury becomes more certain by the day. Right after this, seeking out and supporting your local luxury tailor, barber or cocktail bar rebuilds our economy. Shopping for off-the-shelf luxury brands is fine, but the spoiling is so much greater when it's tailored to you by local masters of their craft. Capitec Portfolio Marketing Lead Akona Boy knows a good sales pitch is nothing without a top product behind it, and so he invests in quality local style.
Hassan, I'm so excited for my suit. I've got a very special occasion tonight. What have you prepared for me?
We just made an Italian slim fit custom suit for you. It is like a greenish color.
Wow, that's great.
It was immediately clear that all Akona had asked for in his suit had been met, with added touches of quality you only get from a tailor.
Nice, sir. You're looking very smart, sir.
Thank you. The material is quality, man. I really love it. It's comfortable. I really, really love it. This is made for me.
You can see we always make a pocket with a flap, but you can change the style of your pocket. You can keep your flap in or you can keep your flap out. But we make very nicely the flap. You won't be able to see that flaps.
So the reason I came to get a custom-made suit is because I've got a very special evening that's planned for tonight. I'm meeting my friend from varsity and we haven't seen each other for a very, very long time. We like to look good, we like taking pictures, and this suit is just perfect for that. I came to Hassan a couple of weeks ago just to take my measurements, and to see this suit looking this good on me is just incredible.
Knowing the people who've made you a statement piece have invested a lifetime's worth of learning in your suit, you can't beat how that feels.
You are ready to go, sir?
Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir.
The suit is done. Now I'm going to my favorite barber to fix my hair.
Supporting local suppliers with your business is its own reward. And after the personal grooming industry was hit hard by lockdown, Natasha Grayling sees things picking up.
Today we're taking a corner through a Pro Skin shave. What it entails is a moisturizing treatment, full cleansing, and then we give you a full cutthroat shave. And then we tone it, and we do a bit of eye cream, and you feel completely refreshed when you leave here. It's very relaxing.
My beauty regime is quite simple. I always put on the sunscreen when I'm out in the sun and just a simple moisturizer, but after today I might have to up my game because this is really, really cool.
I definitely feel men feel more comfortable these days coming into barbershops and focusing on their skin and their hair. They need to take more care of their well-being and their emotional health. So self-care is very important. And with that, you're just going to feel so much more better about yourself if you feel good and you look good. So Corner, the next process is a deep hydrating mask on your skin and some noise cancellation earphones so you won't be hearing a thing.
Without noise and with your eyes closed, the sense of touch is amplified magnificently.
Are you relaxed?
I'm super relaxed right now, and I have to admit, this is the most attention I've ever received than any other barber I've ever been into before. The experience was great when Natasha was just working on my skin. I've never felt anything like that. Really, really loved every moment of this experience. It's something I'll definitely do again. In a life where my day is filled with lots of meetings, running around, I always misplace my wallet. But luckily with Capitec's digital payments, I can simply just scan to pay from my app and I'm on my way.
This is a city where once you're all dressed up, you are spoiled for choice on where to go. Though Kurt Scheckler's proudly South African establishment is stealing all the headlines.
This is Cause and Effect Cocktail Kitchen. We're a cocktail bar specializing in amazing food and drinks, but we're inspired by Cape Town's ocean, mountain, vineyards, and fynbos. And so we use all these elements inside our drinks. And then we're gonna pair this beautifully with some of our local ingredients that we make with tapas, and that really goes well with the cocktails.
When Akona's mate, Olivier Mtumba, pulled in, that new suit had the desired effect, just as the cocktails were about to.
I'm Your Effect, I'm the bar manager of Cause and Effect. Today we're going to be taking the guys through a cocktail and tapas experience. I've got 3 drinks that we're going to do. The first one's going to be a lychee and mint pelargonium cocktail. It's a spritz. For this drink, we're just using a bit of vermouth, a little bit of soda water, and last but not least, our Prosecco. Woo. We're going to top that off with a little bit of homemade sorbet that we make right here in the bar. This one is a lychee and mint pelargonium. We use a lot of fynbos in the bar, and this one's got that beautiful lemony mint flavor that you pick up from that fynbos.
Oh wow, what is this? I don't know, bro. Yes,
so
sir.
This is actually our Korean fried chicken tacos.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of Kewpie Japanese mayo just to balance up those spices. And then the drink to go with it, it's our lychee and mint pelargonium spritz.
From the full flavor of those Mpumalanga lychees, they were about to move into a taste of the Karoo.
This drink is our Drinkaterium. It's got a heavy fynbos influence. We actually use local wild fennel that we forage off the sides of the highways. We've also got a lychee-infused speckworm that we use for this drink.
You take a citrus blend, add gin, local vermouth infused with botanicals. Blend in some sweet ginger syrup, topped up with soda and finished with that edible fynbos speckworm.
At Cause and Effect, we love to use crazy experiential serves. This one we use smoke. It's actually your first sensory activation. We flavor the water and the dry ice and liquid nitrogen brings out a smoke that you first get as your first sensory activation. So just like this, and pop some in here. And that goes in just like that. And that's your drink. Gentlemen.
Look at this, bro. This is dope.
Yeah, we are.
What is this?
So that's our Drinkaterium.
What is this?
Right, so this is one of our drinks that was heavily influenced by our fynbos background.
It smells really nice.
For the food, we've got our umami beef sliders, and to pair that, it goes beautifully with the Drinkaterium because that's also a light and refreshing drink to go with the spices of the umami beef.
I love it, man. It's very creative.
Enjoy, guys.
Awesome.
Cheers.
With a hip-hop soundtrack and no dress code, the vibe is as chilled or as smart as you want to make it.
Another thing we like to do when creating our drinks is create them bearing in mind that we want you to get in touch with your inner child. This Lara No Drama Llama gets some candy floss and some sprinkles added to it so you can really have some fun with it.
To an orange and grenadilla juice mix, you add gin, some fresh ginger and bitters. You shake it all around, then pour and dress with candy floss and sprinkles.
What is this?
So, what you can do is you can either eat the candy floss straight away, or you can put it in yourself and sweeten up your drink and be your own mixologist for the day. And I've given you some nacho tacos just because you're already using your fingers. So I want you guys to dig in and enjoy.
I've seen my boy that I haven't seen for a very long time, and just to catch up today in such a great space that's well decorated was really, really good. The food was amazing. From the drink side, the one with the smoke was the pick for me because just the design and everything that came with it, I just loved it. I mean, if you look at how I'm dressed, I'm all about everything, not just the drink itself, but also how you package it, and I loved it.
My highlight of the Cause Effect experience would be the food was really great. the drinks, like the unicorn with the candy floss, that I've never seen that before.
The candy floss reminded the guys of days where life was simple and without a worry in the world. Just like using the Capitec banking app.
Free wallet day for me, I mean, the whole day today I haven't had my wallet, and with the Capitec app, all you need to do when you're paying, you just use a scan to pay. If you're sending money to someone, you use Please Pay Me, or you can just use Samsung Pay. Samsung Pay is so easy. You just load your card into your phone or to your wearable, which is your watch, and then you go and tap, and that's it. You can tap at most places where you can swipe your card.
We are a nation of ingenious people who make an art of the ideas we turn our hands to. So, live better by supporting your local business, and others will support you in turn. Tell us what your favorite local luxury is and why to stand a chance of winning R1,000. Simply reply to the competition post on the Insider SA social media platforms using hashtag CapitecLiveBetter. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website. Still to come, what a delicious monster, says French designer Xavier Clarisse of what inspires his glorious lighting.
Sponsored by Capitec.
Xavier Clarisse is a Frenchman who's adopted South Africa as his home. As a creative, he's inspired by the natural botanical wonders he's discovered in this country. His genius has been translating these into luxurious functional art. He now has a range of lighting selling across the globe, grown from proudly local roots.
Bonjour everybody, my name is Xavier Clarisse. I am an artist and a designer. Welcome to my world. I am originally from France, but I've been living in Durban, South Africa for now 15 years with my wife Suzanne and my daughter Stella. So today you are meeting me at the Botanical Garden, which is really dear to me because I found in this location the perfect expression. I believe in design that all the answers are in front of me. I just have to educate my eyes to see it. So for example, when I look at a leaf, a tree, or any object for that respect, I just have to educate myself to express it with material into a shape that can possibly lead to a design.
Whilst he enjoys Durban's ocean views, he's been captivated by the vegetation.
The foliage matter, it's very dear to me. And some of the subtropical leaves that you've got in Durban are absolutely mind-blowing. For example, the one that we got just beyond me, the delicious monster.
Transforming a delicious monster into the blueprint for a lighting product has been a process of creative problem solving.
So this is the perfect example of what my design are all about. You know, you got a beautiful tropical leaf, and this really has to be interpreted as a design. Okay, so what can we do with it? What material are we going to use to implement that as a design? Well, I choose personally to do it in leather and stainless steel. So this is amazing, isn't it? Look where we are. And look at these trees there with all this scarification. In Zulu you said, Ngaba, Ngaba. Something like this. You know, my pronunciation is not perfect, but I get the spirit of it. It's absolutely beautiful, and I think I can just see this coming. We're going to do a nice wearable design collection with this.
Though he did attend art school, Xavier sees his work as a result of experimentation and teaching himself. He showed us how his thoughts crystallize into products.
So we are back home now, where together we're going to design. Standing up or sitting down. So I came up with this idea to make myself this beautiful computer table, which I'm very proud of. It took me a year to make. So this to me is a comfortable position to design. I spend my day on my feet, making and manufacturing. When I come home, I want to think about my design. I want to evolve them. But if I am not comfortable, I cannot simply do it. We have established the design we're looking for. It's to translate into a light the delicious monster leaf. We have always starting with a piece of paper, very important. I think paper has to be before computers. We're thinking of a branch. We're thinking maybe 5 branches, you know. We're thinking that. And then to do to it, we're gonna have to have maybe a central light. We're gonna need to be able to diffuse the light bulb that will be within the center of the light to create that beautiful chandelier that we hope to achieve, okay?
It's a hands-on approach where only through the process of physically creating and manufacturing does the design evolve.
The specific design, the delicious monster, we've chosen to work with leather, but not any leather, veg leather, traditionally tan, through an ancient process using only natural bark of a tree that is called tannin, that is used to basically tan the leather. The result is an eco-friendly product that is biodegradable and that has a full grain, shows all the skin in its pure beauty, like in the old times. So now we've got a beautiful stainless steel that has the shape that we need to require to hold the light together. After that, there is another process that we're going to do on the leather, is to dye the leather. So it's a fairly lengthy process. It's all done with natural products where we recondition the leather to the color of choice of the customers. So we've got a palette range of color that we offer the customers, and today you can have your light in pretty much any color you want. There we go. This is what the Delicious Monster Light is all about. It's the marriage of the 2 materials of choice, the veg leather as well as the stainless steel.
To be able to diffuse light, Xavier explored how the plant leaf decays. His celebrated pierced blade light was the result of this process, and orders started rolling in.
So my products are on sale in South Africa. We've got various retailers that have them on stock. That is for the wearable design as well as the light design. And we also have got some representation overseas in the US as well as in Europe. What defines my design, it's possibly these immersions in this African sculpture that welcome me the day I arrived, to which I love and I inspire myself with every day. Festival as an immigrant, you know, it's my duty to integrate myself to that culture and to that world that receive me and make me feel welcome and at home. So it is important to translate all of that into my design. And therefore, when I get to be appreciated for that effort and be recognized for it, then job done, you know. Really, it's about the culture that surrounds me and what you can make of it and deliver to the world as an artist.
Nature has created a wonder world of foliage and the marvel of dappled filtered sun and moonlight. Visionary French-South African designer Xavier Clarisse has reimagined the world he observes around him, bringing luxurious light to an inner space. Get more of the Insider Essay online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider Essay. Watch the show Monday evenings at 6. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.